Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be talking about tables. So yeah, before I say anything else, I'm going to go to the Roblox documentation about tables and I'll branch off of it as usual. So let's get right onto that. Okay guys, so here is the tables documentation about tables, Roblox documentation, and what it says is the table data type can store multiple values of any type that isn't nil, including billions, numbers, strings, functions, and other tables. So what does this mean? So you can actually like put a table in a variable, which they have done here called t, and they're just printing the table, which just prints the table. It doesn't do much. And you can set a table as an array or a dictionary. Arrays use an ordered list of numbers as incises, but dictionaries can have numbers, strings, and objects. So this is an array. An array, you can store multiple things. And so the first thing to like create an array is you have to, or first of all, to even make a table, you have to like have your information in these squiggly brackets. And so then to make an array, you have to separate your information by commas. So, and then there's reading from arrays, which you can print certain indexes, and I'll go about that more. And then you can also change information in an array. So let's get right into Roblox Studio. Alright, so I opened up a new script in search script service, and let's get onto this. So I'm gonna say a local table. It's probably key, like, I probably can't. I'm just gonna have a capital T table. So I'm going to store it in a variable. So the reason why I do that is because I actually have the table linked to something, because how would I even get the table if it's just sitting around, Like, it wouldn't even make sense. So I'm going to have just table. If I print table, like in the documentation, this is what happens. Click run, output. And it prints. I'm actually not for sure like what that is it prints. I think maybe it has an ID. The table has a certain ID. I'm pretty sure that's what maybe it is. If not, I'm not for sure, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, that doesn't matter. On to the important stuff though, of adding information to the tables. So say we have special players. Okay, this table will contain the names of special players. So say I'm gonna have my name, and then I would have Bob or Bob. Right? See how I'm separating these by commas? Each information, like list, index, and I have Steve, So these three people, me, Bob, and Steve, are special players. And you can do certain stuff with that. But it's probably too early right now. But say we want to remove a special player, or we want to get a special player out of the table. Let's say we want to get a special player out of the table. Then we would say, and we want to print it, so print special players. And then to get like the actual thing out of the table, you need to put these square brackets. And you don't put the value, like Stewiepfing. You wouldn't put that. You have to put the index. And what the index is the index is the number of the item in the table. So it starts at 1, unlike other languages. It starts at 1, 2, 3. So if I had 1, and I would go into the game, as you can see, it is printed Stewiepfing. And you can do that for the other things too. So that's how you can get information. So you could say 2, 2, and then 3. So then it would print Stewiepfing, Bob, and Steve. Just like that. Okay guys, so I will be going over the table list, the table library I meant to say. So this right here, I will be going over in this video, but I will make a separate video on iterating. So, you know, for I, comma v, that type of thing for index value, or these for number, like just for loops, both of them. I will make a separate video for all of those. Okay. Now this is really important. This is one you want to stick around with and get the max out of tables, and arrays. This is really important, but I'm going to finish explaining these things, and then I'll go over to the table library. So let's get right back into it. All right, and say guys, we wanted like random amounts. We wanted to give the player random amounts of say money, and we could have multiple amounts of money. So say you could earn $1 or $5, 10, 20, 50, 100. Like these you can store all these numbers, and then you could, you know, get a random amounts when you do that. So like math.random, I actually don't remember a whole lot. So like maybe one, actually not for sure remember how to do it, but you know, you can do that too, store information. Okay, so what I'm going to get into is like replacing values. So say I have just information equals that's high, true, maybe 10. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. So we have high, true, and 10. That's our information. And what if we wanted to set true to false? Well, what would we do? We would say information. Remember, we're trying to get access to the array, so you need these brackets, the square brackets. And then since is in the second index, second thing in the list, you'd put 2 equals false. Say we would just wanted to do that for false. If we wanted to change hi to hello, we would say 1 hello. And then if we print information and then square brackets 2, and we play the game, it should say false, as you can see there. Okay guys, so now I will be going over the table library, as you can see here, and it provides general functions for table/array manipulation. I'm not going over all of these, because not all of them have their own uses, but I will be only going over the ones that you most likely use the most. So remove, insert, maybe find, sort, maybe just the basics, but yeah, let's get right into those now. Okay guys, so back onto this special players thing. What I'm going to be doing is, oh sorry, I blinked, but what I'm going to be doing is adding something to the special players table. So we have Stewie, Bob, and Steve. What if we wanted to add a special player to that list with the script? What you would say is table. Okay, so you would have to say table, because that's how you like call a library. Same for how you'd say math, random, right? That's how you would say that, like define that. And then if you put a dot, you have all of the built-in functions. Insert, create, find, remove, all that stuff. But the first example I'm going to show is insert. Okay, and then up here it says T, which is the table and the value. Okay, so what if we wanted to add another player to special players? Well, we have to put in the table, because that is the table we want to add stuff to. And then you have to put a comma, and then you have the value. So maybe we wanted to add Michael to the special players list. Okay, so since there's already 3 people, the index of Michael would be 4. So if we wanted to print the 4th index, we would say special players, square brackets, 4. Now if we were to do this before adding Michael, it would error, because we have not added the 4th index. So output run, and it says Michael right there. Okay guys, so I'm going to be talking about table.remove. So I'm only going to show you guys table.insert and remove. Alright, so let's say we wanted to remove Bob. Let's say we want to remove Bob from the special players. Well, again, we would have to say table.remove. And once again, we have to put in the table, special players, and it says position, number. That's talking about the index. So Bob is the second index. So when we do this, special players, after line 3, when we run that, our special players table would look like that. Okay, because we removed the second index and there would only be Stewie and Steve. Alright, so now if we wanted to print special players 2, it would not print Bob, but it would print Steve because Bob is out of there and Steve would shift over into Bob's spot. Okay, so let's open up the output, run. As you can see, Steve is in the second index now because we removed Bob. And yeah, there you guys go. Alright guys, this was today's video. If this did help you in any way, please consider hitting the like button or the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.